so much to do when you're preparing for a new baby, and part of that includes getting the family pet ready for the tiny new addition. So Mike Deeth from Keep It Simple, Stupid Dog Training is here with some helpful pointers. And Mike, you brought your doll.
I did.
And you brought our favorite, Leo.
Absolutely.
And Leo is a girl dog because Leo stands for...
Well, it's short for Leona. At least that's what I tell everybody.
She's so sweet. So what do you do with the doll to get the...
So basically, I've been given the opportunity to teach a class at Shawnee Mission Medical Center called Babies Don't Bark. And it's basically the entire idea is being proactive versus reactive in getting dogs and babies ready for each other. Right. We've got a doll right here. So one of the big things with dogs is the idea of scent. Yeah. So if we, during the pregnancy, get a nice lifelike doll and periodically, let's say once a week, put a different scent on it. The first week might be diaper rash ointment. The second week might be A&D ointment. And while the pregnancy is going on, your dog is not only getting used to something that looks like a baby, but something that now is going to start bringing home the sense of a baby. And we can get them used to it. We can use the baby and Johnny jumpers and tabletop bassinets, and even just the fact of you standing there holding the baby, everything you do changes. Right. The way you bend over and pick something up, everything. So we can use a doll through the months of the pregnancy to get the dog used to some of these changes that they're going to see.
And scent is very powerful.
Oh, it's huge for a dog.
Animals.
And if they're used to it, I mean, we can put the baby doll on a receiving blanket, and we can get the dog used to it to where we're not weird about the situation.
One of the other things you talk about that is so important is to notice the signs of stress in your animal. You've got to know when your dog is stressed out once that baby comes.
We look for things like yawning, licking lips, avoidance. All these things. During the class we go over a whole bunch of different body language stress signals that our dogs will send.
This dog is so mellow. What does Leo look like when she's stressed? Does she do the yawning thing?
She will yawn. A lot of times she just gets up and leaves. But even that you need to be aware of as a parent, that if the dog is getting up and avoiding situations, that there's probably something they're not comfortable with, and we want to work on it.
Mike, the yawning thing is so important because a lot of people who even own dogs don't know that when you see a dog yawning, that doesn't mean they're tired.
No,
that
not
means
necessarily.
They're feeling agitated, and you need to give them some space.
Absolutely.
One of the things that before we adopted our son, one of the psychologists and the counselors that we had to meet with said an important thing to do with your dog is to, once the baby arrives, and tell me if you agree with this, make sure you give your dog a treat or pet them and give them lots of love whenever baby enters the room.
Right, it's basic classical conditioning. I mean, you're conditioning the dog to like being around the baby. The other thing I would say, the flip side of that coin, because socialization kind of happens both ways, is, we've all seen the news, footage of horrific stories with infants and dogs. Well, the one common denominator is always that the dog and the baby were left alone. And in the example I always use is you would never leave a baby alone in a bathtub for a split second. We have to get people back on the same track of thinking, I never leave a child and a dog alone. Same mentality. And I guess the other thing I just want to quickly mention, we all have these wonderful cell phones now. We can download screaming baby noises right here onto our cell phones, put it in with the doll, and now not only smell is getting normal, we can actually have the dog getting used to the noises that they're going to have.
So interesting.
We have so many months that we can be proactive that we just, are you done, Leo?
Sweet. What a sweet dog.
Oh, there she is.
Mike, you offer a class every month, and your next class is August 13th.
Yep. You basically sign up through the hospital directly, but if you get hold of KISS Dog Training, we can give you all the information. I'm hoping that eventually we're teaching this class every single week because I think it's that important, but right now, once a month.
All right, Mike, thank you so much.